Let me know how you are. Hi Meenal, good evening. Hi Diksha, good evening. Hi Kratika, good evening. Hi Shivani, I'm good. Hi Pragati, Nishita, Gail, Sachin, Ishrat, Ajinkya, Vaishnavi, Talasha, Avani, Shahi, Dishani, Priya, Rohit, I'm good only. Thank you for asking. I hope all of you are good as well. Hi Yusra, hi Rashmita, hi Anu, hi Sudarshan, hi Arman. Good evening, everybody. Hi Sakshi. Anybody I've missed out? Good evening to all of you also. Hi Supriya. Hi Samia. Good evening. Hi Shelja. Good evening. Okay. All right. I suppose there are some new students as well. Hi Diksha. Good evening. Hi Snehal. Good evening. Hi Sagnika. Good evening. I suppose कुछ नए बच्चे भी हैं. There are some new students as well. We will we'll sort things out. It's a good day today. Oh, we've made it to Friday. It's a Friday today. And do you know what we are studying today? Today is all about positivity. Not forced positivity, but basically positive psychology, well-being and all of that. Really, really fun, chill theories. And then Monday we will do cyber psychology. NTA is not giving result only. I don't know what it is with them. I was totally expecting 10th तक आ जाएगा, so I had put analysis class also. अब हमें ही prediction करनी पड़ेगी. So join me tomorrow. Let's rant about NTA and let's basically try to predict based on all of the previous years. देखेंगे क्या possible हो सकता है. थोड़ी anxiety कम करने की कोशिश करेंगे. ठीक है. Hi Neetu. Hi Nidhi. Good evening. I couldn't give the live test because migraine. So you took it at 2 p.m. and then you got 30 on 30. Wonderful. Very, very happy to know. Thank you for letting me know. Some of you have messaged me your scores as well. I don't have the time to respond, but I do check. So thank you for sending it in. Good scores, guys. For those of you who have sent me personally. Good only, Samia. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I'm good, Sachin. I hope you are too. Chaliye. Good, Tejas. Not bad at all. Okay, Supriya, that's great. Okay, Harsha. Good evening. Good evening. 22 on 30. Not bad. Not bad. But I suppose you do better in class, Tanashri. Okay, Shivani. Good. Good. You're improving. Hi, Rishi. Good evening. Yeah, Hashmita, you sent me your score. Can't see your face. No, I'm right here. I'm right here. Hi, Paramjeet. Good evening. Okay, Pragati. If I could. Chalo. Also join with your own name. Now Prince can say such things now that he's corrected his name. Okay, chaliye. Newer students, exception for newer students for now. If you feel that you are extremely confused, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me on the Telegram group. I think it's better to message in the group itself. Recently, some of you have started doing. It's better up group mein message karo. If there's a confusion, either I will help you out or others will help you out. Don't message. Don't message personally unless it's something. Oh my God, ma'am, I have no idea what to do. Okay? मैम मेरे सेमेस्टर एग्जाम चल रहे थे, मेरे बहुत सारे क्लासेस छूट गए, वो सब क्लास कंप्लीट करना पड़ेगा नहीं, सेकंड के क्लासेस से स्टार्ट करो. मैम will we get a combined PDF of last unit? You already got it. You just have to download it. चलिए अब स्टार्ट करते हैं. 8 मिनट हो गए हैं. Let's go ahead. चलिए let's go. Combined PDFs are all shared in the update section of all your courses. Everything till now, till today, even the foundation course complete PDF, everything is there. चलिए today we learn about emerging areas of psychology. देखिए अभी तक हमने क्या किया है? Till now we have spoken about the areas that are already established, है ना? History of psychology, emergence of psychology. We've learned about philosophers. We've learned about people, important people who contributed to making psychology what it is today. Correct? Not correct? Yes? Yes? No? Something? Absolutely. They have understood the difference between Western and Eastern psychology. आप में से थोड़े लोग कह रहे हैं Buddhism and other things are confusing. उसमें टाइम लगता है, इसमें बहुत टाइम लगता है. 1, 2, 3 revisions and then you will be good to go. ये करो आप, नहीं हो रहा है तो मैं basics classes पे आपके लिए रखूंगी. Not a problem. Now today we are going to learn about budding and new areas of psychology. वो areas psychology के जो अभी of interest हैं, they are newly developing, late 90s, 80s and all of that, and they are very popular right now. They're highly growing and they're important for NET as well. नए syllabus में ये सब नया है guys. This has been added after 2019. So this is really really important. So we'll move on and understand what emerging areas are. Absolutely. Today we will be focusing completely on well-being and positive psychology and resilience and flow. So we will do all of the nice things and the positive things today, and then we will talk about cyber psychology, abuse and all of that Monday, and then we will take up whatever is left on Tuesday. ठीक है? मैंने आपको होमवर्क पिन किया है इसमें हेल्थ साइकोलॉजी की क्लास वो मंडे के लिए देख के आना. Watch it for Monday and not for today. No homework for today. Now for those of you who have iconic subscriptions, give me 10 seconds. You can book one-on-one. You can book one-on-one session with your mentor live. All you have to do is जो comments में link है वो आपको follow करना है, and therefore you will be able to book your one-on-one session. Mentor क्या करता है? Mentor आपको guide करता है. Most of the mentors are girls, I should say. Mentor क्या करेंगी? They'll basically help you out and they will give you some motivation booster sessions, and they will basically do what else? They help you with PhD preparation as well. If that's what you're doing. If you're a plus student and you want to avail this opportunity, then go for iconic. You can update. Homework is pinned in the update section. Click on the link, watch it, and come for Monday. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now, what is well-being? You see, WHO की definition हम फिर से यहाँ पे discuss नहीं करेंगे. We are not going to sit and talk about ये definition, इसकी definition, उसकी definition. But we are going to talk about what is the essence of well-being. इसमें भी बहुत सारे questions आते हैं. You see, well-being. Can I say that if I were to ask you subjective well-being, do you think right now, if I were to give you a test of subjective well-being, would you score very high? Would you score high? Would you score okay? Or would you score low? Positive emotions in life, life satisfaction, positive emotions every day in life, and then relative absence of negative effect. In the sense कि थोड़े से negative emotions भी हैं, लेकिन life में ज़्यादातर positive emotions हैं, और there is a cognitive, मतलब mentally आप बिल्कुल content और satisfied feel करते हैं life के साथ. Okay, moderate. I'm happy to see. Wonderful, great. Okay, this is subjective well-being, but this is only one component of subjective well-being. ये जो है, ये affect component पे focus कर रहा है ज़्यादातर. Can I say that? Subjective well-being, when we talk about in terms of emotions and affect, it's also known as hedonic well-being. Hedonic well-being is sometimes synonymously known as subjective well-being also, because हम जब अपनी life evaluate करते हैं ना ज़्यादातर, तो हम सोचते हैं कि मैं खुश हूँ, नहीं हूँ, I'm okay if I'm happy. If I'm mostly happy in a job, in a friendship, in a relationship, in day-to-day life. Yeah, so this is the hedonic or the hedonistic approach. यहाँ पे we don't think about virtues, we don't think about, oh my God, did I make some great achievement in my life? I mostly think about the balance or a proportion where more positive emotions, long-lasting positive emotions are occurring in my life, and compared to those positive emotions, the amount of negative emotion and the frequency, intensity or frequency जो है negative emotions की, should it be more or less than the positive emotions? Negative emotion की less होनी चाहिए. That is hedonistic well-being or hedonistic happiness. Now, what about eudaimonic well-being? What is eudaimonic well-being? Absolutely, hedonism is to fulfill our basic needs. हमारे instincts जो हैं उनको satisfy करना. So when we talk about Freud's approach and Freud's perspective to satisfaction, it's basically the fulfillment of whatever the it desires, and that is basically just our primary needs. Just like that here also. Absolutely, absolutely. Now we talk about the eudaimonic view of well-being. जो eudaimonic view है, ये हमारी पूरी life को encompass करता है. पूरी life को अगर हम evaluate कर रहे हैं, that means I need to understand whether I accept myself or not. कि हमारी सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस कैसी है, हम लाइफ में हमारा कैरेक्टर कैसा है, नॉट द कैरेक्टर दैट द सोसाइटी aunties talk about, not that character, but what am I actually made up of, what are my qualities and what are my virtues. Expression of virtues is basically known to be true eudaimonic well-being. ठीक है, ये virtues क्या क्या है हम देखेंगे. ठीक है, personal growth, autonomy का मतलब क्या है, that you have a certain level of independence in your own life, nobody controls you, nobody controls your decisions. Purpose, personal growth, positive relationships, कि आपकी जो friendships या relationships हैं वो meaningful हैं, इसलिए नहीं ताकि somebody takes you to a movie or you go out to eat or you just do it for the sake of momentary company. No, you have deep meaningful friendships, relationships, your job, there is engagement in it. Engagement का मतलब कि आप deeply interested हैं, आप challenge और happiness derive करते हैं from whatever you do in life. Okay, absolutely, very very good. So we have here the difference between eudaimonic and hedonic well-being. इसमें बहुत सारे questions आते हैं. Okay, all right. Now hedonic well-being, can I also say that it comes from the environment or it comes from stimuli, whereas eudaimonic well-being is more starting from me and then going outward, bottom up and top down. Can I say here? So this is sort of bottom up because it comes from outer environments. जब मुझे कुछ satisfy करता है तो then I can say that okay fine, then I'm happy. Whereas eudaimonic is all about me feeling at peace. मेरी अगर internal peace है तो फिर हम कहेंगे life में सब ठीक है ना. So here there is a sort of a top down approach. All right, very good. Now we talk about Carol Riff's theory, the first and the most prominent theory that we will talk about. Ma'am, eudaimonic well-being, why I got stuck. So we will talk about theories of eudaimonic well-being, which will basically help you understand the different components. जो हम strengths and virtues की theory discuss करेंगे, वो भी eudaimonic well-being. जो हम PERMA theory discuss करेंगे, वो भी eudaimonic well-being. जो हम Carol Riff की theory discuss करेंगे, multi-dimensional theory of well-being, वो भी eudaimonic. So please know that eudaimonic encompasses all of our life, positive relationships, our own happiness, but long-term contentment, not day-to-day basic small emotions. ये बस positive या negative emotions के बीच में नहीं है. This is about long-term, long-term contentment in life, engagement, meaningfulness, and all of that. Eudaimonic specific किसी ने term दिया है. If you talk about Hippocrates and Puranic Greek philosophers also, they used to call it eudaimonia. So ज़्यादा नहीं, इस पे ज़्यादा focus नहीं. Greek term है. Okay, probably Hippocrates. I'm not sure. Check. So we talk about Carol Riff's theory of psychological well-being. इसके actually 6 components हैं, which I will explain to you right here, and then we will go on to look at each one of them. तो यहाँ पे इस theory को हम unidimensional कहेंगे या multidimensional कहेंगे? You might get a question. All right. I think there is a power cut here. Not I think, I mean there is a power cut here. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I think you can hear me. Yeah, there's some problem going on. So give me a moment, even in case Hanji can't see me. I know I can't see myself either. Give me a moment. 1 minute. I'll try to fix everything. Just give me a few minutes. Yeah, most probably the electricity will come back as well. ठीक है? Okay. Yes. I get it. There'll be a little bit of a disturbance again, but I'll fix it. Just wait. In case the electricity goes away, you can have a chat about what well-being, what well-being really is. Okay. ठीक है. So for now, let's continue. Hopefully the electricity will come back as well. चलिए, all right, ठीक है. So when we talk about Carol Riff's model here, Carol Riff's model of psychological well-being, there are 6 components to well-being here. ठीक है, क्या है यहाँ पे 6 components हैं psychological well-being के. Absolute. Eudaimonic meaning. Eudaimonic को अभी तक discuss किया. What were we discussing? हम क्या discuss कर रहे थे? Long term. Or you can in a way you can call it psychological well-being also. Presence of virtues. Multi-dimensional question mark. Tutu, you want scoldings? What are you saying? Okay, all right. Now, is this theory unidimensional or a multidimensional theory? It is a multidimensional theory because there are 6 different components of well-being here. Very, very good. All right, wonderful, great. Now, let's talk about what those different 6 components are. First one, what does it look like? It looks like we are looking into a mirror. Yes or no? ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे हम मिरर में देख रहे हैं, right? So this is actually self-acceptance. सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस। तो सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस यहाँ पे या तो हाई होगी या तो लो होगी। ओके, अगर सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस हमारी हाई है, इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग पॉजिटिवली टू आवर वेलबींग, तो ये हमारी वेलबींग को पॉजिटिवली कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा। और अगर हमारी सेल्फ एक्सेप्टेंस प्रेजेंट की और पास्ट की लो है, दैट इंडिकेट्स अ लो सेंस ऑफ, और इट विल कंट्रीब्यूट टू अ लो सेंस ऑफ वेलबींग। ओके, साइकोलॉजिकल वेलबींग। नाउ द सेकंड वन इज टॉकिंग अबाउट पर्सनल ग्रोथ। Second one is talking about personal growth. अगर हम actually eudaimonic या psychological well-being यहाँ पे experience करना चाहते हैं, must we constantly want to grow and constantly challenge ourselves, or should we achieve success once in life and then be completely okay with it and say I don't want anything in life? है ना? Constantly grow करना है हमें? Absolutely, yes. Now option or here, what you have drawn here is a path. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे path जैसा है, तो this is a sense of purpose and direction in life, है ना? Absolutely. तो purpose is basically feeling a sense of direction या directedness. मतलब हमें पता है कि क्या कर रहे हैं, क्यों कर रहे हैं. A lot of people who don't experience or who don't sense a purpose in their life tend to make a lot of bad decisions. आप देखेंगे अगर लोग sense of purpose नहीं feel करते हैं life में, what do? They try this, they try that, they make a lot of mistakes and then they feel very, very lost. Okay, alright, चलो, thank you for being open and honest, whoever expressed. चलो, उसके बाद, now what kind of, हाँ जी, okay, now what kind of relationships do we need in our life? Do we need friendships where we basically just say hi and bye, fake smiles and say I'm okay when I'm not okay? No, we need friendships and relationships जहाँ पे हम सच में एक दूसरे के welfare के बारे में concern हो and where we actually deeply care about the other person. So we are looking at positive and trusting relationships. Very, very good. Absolutely, we want genuine friendships. उसके बाद आप opportunities से डरने चाहिए. See, a general sense of well-being here would indicate that we are actually really good at what we do. We can multitask and we can make use of all of the opportunities that come our way. जो भी opportunities हमारी life में आती हैं, उनका अच्छे से use कर पाते हैं. That is also a skill. है ना? Environment में जो भी forms निकलते हैं, हाँ हम apply करते हैं, whether the exams are conducted or not. I'm kidding, guys. Of course, the exams will be conducted. So this is known as environmental mastery. Environmental mastery का मतलब है कि whatever opportunity comes around, या हम अपने लिए खुद opportunity create करेंगे. हमें लोगों से deal करना आता है, हमें difficulties से deal करना आता है, हमें basically अपने environment के ऊपर control है. Okay, alright, which is great, right? After that, lastly, sixth component, the most important component. When you feel like a bird, ऐसे ही bird draw करते थे ना बचपन में. When you feel like a bird, what is a bird? It's free to soar in the sky. मतलब जितना भी ऊपर जाना चाहता है, bird जा सकता है. Basically has independence and has a sense of autonomy. Okay, give me a moment, I'll come back on the bigger screen. Alright, so basically, yes, a sense of autonomy, a high sense of, or a high level of autonomy is required for me to feel the sense of psychological well-being. Okay, so give me a moment and I'll come back here and we can continue. तब तक I will show you the different parts of the theory and tell आपको कहाँ पे confusion हो रहा है, ठीक है? तो मैं overall summarize फिर से करूँगी आपके लिए. I will summarize it for you once more and I will also, give it a moment. Alright, I am. Okay, alright. Now, here we look at each one of these components क्योंकि आपको जब यहाँ पे questions आते हैं, when you get questions here, they will be asked on specific components, ठीक है? Each one of these. Alright, okay, चलिए. Now, high self-acceptance अगर आपकी होनी है, should it be only about the present or the past? And a lot of people are mistaken when they think कि self-acceptance का मतलब है कि अपनी गलती की तो go, so what, big deal, I made a mistake, मैं हूँ, I can do anything. Not like that. Self-acceptance basically means that we accept that we were the reason for a lot of our troubles, that we made mistakes, that we showed bad behavior, and that is when we apologize if we made a mistake. So self-acceptance मतलब खुद को जैसे भी आप हैं, you may say कि चलो मुझ में ये weaknesses हैं, but no problem, I love myself. We don't say I have no weaknesses. Self-acceptance मतलब अपनी weaknesses को भी देखना. Absolutely. And feeling positive about your past life. ऐसे नहीं कहना कि ये कर सकते थे, वो कर सकते थे. You say I did the best I could despite many difficulties. I tried. Absolutely. You see, हाँ जी, तो इसको accept करना बहुत जरूरी है, ठीक है? नहीं तो we'll be stuck. We will not feel a sense of well-being experience करना possible नहीं है अगर हम self acceptance नहीं रखते हैं. अब देखो low self acceptance में क्या होगा? Dissatisfied with ourselves, dissatisfied with our lives also. यहीं पे हम हमेशा सोचते हैं कि I wish I could change this about myself. I wish I could change that about myself. These are people will say I wish I was like that person. I wish I was like this person. तो खुद को basically value नहीं करते. And therefore, are they going to change? Are they going to try to improve? They don't understand themselves. How are they going to try to improve? Absolutely. Next, we talk about personal growth. Personal growth is feeling a constant sense of challenge. ठीक है, हमेशा आप पसंद करते हैं कि कुछ ना कुछ आपको जो आपने previously किया उससे difficult आप करके दिखाएं, है ना? That is a sense of true, personal growth and challenge. Constantly feeling like you are accomplishing more and more and more. Absolutely, right? Continued development, you are growing and expanding. हाँ, psychologically. Okay. Now here very important that we are open to new experiences. अगर हम ऐसे सोचेंगे कि नहीं कुछ नहीं try करेंगे, अगर हम try ही नहीं करेंगे तो grow कैसे करेंगे? If we don't make mistakes, how are we going to see any growth, right? Okay. तो यहाँ पे openness to new experiences is very very important for growth to occur. मैं questions पूछूंगी guys इस पे. I will ask. Difficult, like in-depth questions. Okay, now realizing your potential. अब हम try अगर करते रहेंगे और खुद को challenge करते रहेंगे, that means that we will also be able to realize our highest potential. Potential तक हम तभी पहुंच पाएंगे. We'll only be able to reach if we try, if we keep challenging ourselves. Absolutely. उसके बाद, yes. Okay, see improvement in yourself only if you try, challenge yourself, fail, try to remediate. You will grow. Obviously, you will grow, no doubt about it. Lastly, reflect more self-knowledge and effectiveness. Basically, becoming more efficient. जितना हम try करेंगे, fail करेंगे, grow करेंगे, उतना ज़्यादा हम better होते जाएंगे. We will keep performing better. Now, weak personal growth. Stagnation feel होगी. A person who doesn't feel any growth in life, doesn't want to try anything new, always feels like they are stuck and stagnant. मतलब एक ही जगह पे stuck feel कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? Okay. Improvement, expansion नहीं होगा क्योंकि ये try भी नहीं कर रहे हैं. Say good things come to me. I will sit right here. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to fail. I don't want to take chances. Absolutely. So feel bored and uninterested. Naturally, if you don't try anything new, eventually everything gets boring, and then feel unable to develop new attitudes because they don't look at things with an open mind. मैम इसको कैसे improve कर सकते हैं? I'm happy to tell you that I will launch the personality development series very soon. I don't want to give out dates because I'm very bad at video editing, but I will do it. I promise you, very very soon. ठीक है? तो आप भी थोड़ा जैसे हाँ जो मैंने सीखा है अभी तक मैं शेयर करूंगी आपके साथ. आप भी धीरे 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 improve कर सकते हो. ठीक है? It's not like I know everything there is to know about personality, but whatever I have learned, I will share with you. Okay? Alright? Okay, great, fine. Question backspace करना है. Okay, alright, should be able to see me clearly. Let's turn this on as well. Okay, alright. Power cut. नहीं, internet is changing from one connection to another. It will be fine. चलिए, thank you so much for waiting for me as well. I apologize for the disturbance. चलिए, purpose मतलब क्या है? Sense of direction है, पता है कि क्या चाहते हैं, or they at least want to find out what they want in life. Your goals and a sense of directedness. Long term goals इसके लिए बहुत जरूरी है. अगर आपके long term goals नहीं है, आप भी assess करो कि आप क्या चाहते हैं. Not what do other people. Yeah, not what other people want from you, but what do you want from yourself? And तभी आपको कुछ meaning मिलेगी. So we here are able to derive a sense of meaning from our past as well as present life. In the sense, example is कि let's say you were doing a job you really did not like, लेकिन उसी job ने आपको enable किया that you buy your first house and gift it to your parents or whatever. Meaningful or not meaningful? मतलब हमारी suffering में भी meaning है. अगर हमें कोई चीज पसंद भी नहीं थी and हमने की, but that is also meaningful. So we should be able to justify things to ourselves. Why did we do what we did, and we should have a clear sense of why we are doing right now what we are doing. Okay, all right. So hold beliefs that give life purpose and then have aims and objectives. Life में कुछ aims हैं, कुछ बनना चाहते हैं. Okay, all right. Now weak purpose. What does a weak purpose look like? Lack a sense of meaning. क्या कर रहे हैं, क्यों कर रहे हैं, कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है. Life बस चलती जाती है, एक एक दिन basically खत्म होता है and don't know why we are doing what we are doing. Pointlessly wake up and then go back to sleep. Few goals. Goals क्या है ये भी पता नहीं. Sense of direction नहीं है. These people lack. They don't know what they actually want, which direction they want to go in. They are not sure which career or even what they want to try. Do not see purpose in past life. क्यों किया past में किया, यूं ही what's the point, right? A lot of people think that whatever they did in the past was not helpful for them in whatever they're doing currently, and have no outlook or beliefs that give life meaning. No strong beliefs by which they live. No strong core values by which they can live and give meaning to their whole life. Okay, we should have few goals at a time. My opinion is few goals at a time, but long-term and short-term goals should be in tune with one another. Okay, goals are like a string. It's never one goal. One goal is always attached to another goal. And वो जो larger goal है ना, वो हमें हमेशा पता होना चाहिए. Then positive relations, absolutely. TS goal of Rishi Singh results seems to be. It will come. It will come. Pragati, this is actually a model of how to actually go or move actively towards well-being. It's not about all is lost अगर हम ये थोड़ा weakness feel करते हैं. This is so generally who will mostly feel a sense of well-being है अगर 5 या 4 out of 6 parameters में आप high score करते हैं. There's a questionnaire also attached to this जो measure करता है. And mostly if we are on the low spectrum, that means that we don't have psychological well-being, right? आप सोचो कि चार parameters में से मतलब autonomy कम है, positive relations कम है, purpose कम है, awareness कम है, चार चीजें 6 में से कम है, तो that will mean a low sense of psychological well-being. ऐसा नहीं है कि one is low then everything is low, not like that. It's about more. What is more? The proportion. Okay. You attempted this questionnaire. And actually, these are things which we can absolutely inculcate. This is not ऐसा नहीं है कि people are born this way. Okay? It's not about being born this way. It's not like that. Anyway, all right, chaliye. So strong positive relations मतलब we are concerned about the welfare of others, right? And they are concerned about us as well. Strong empathy, affection, intimacy, close relationships हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि we keep lying to each other about me doing this and you doing that, and not like that. Okay, all right. Understand the give and take of human relationships. There is a mutual respect, mutual exchange. मतलब एक ही इंसान effort नहीं डाल रहा है relationship में, friendship में, one sided नहीं है. Okay, like that. Now weak relationships क्या होती हैं? ये देखते हैं. Okay, all right. Now weak, somebody who has a lot of weak relationships या जिनके social connection strong नहीं है, उनकी life कैसे दिखेगी? Few close trusting relationships with others. Now this Carol Riff में से आपको जरूरी नहीं है उतना seriously लेना. If you have a few friends who are genuine and who are close to you, that's okay. But for the sake of the theory में क्या लिखा है? बहुत कम social relations, ज़्यादा social interactions नहीं, बिल्कुल very very few trusting relationships. That means this person is not able to trust very easily. Find it difficult to be warm, open, and concerned about others. Warm simply means to be empathic. Empathy लोगों को दिखाना, affection दिखाना. And these people find it difficult to care about what others are going through. Isolated and frustrated in interpersonal relationships, either in toxic environments or basically not finding a connection with the partner, not having good compatibility, and not willing to make compromises to sustain important ties with others. Right? If we always focus on differences, then are we going to have any friends left? Not really. No two people are the same. No two people are the same. And most human beings have very strong opinions, which we choose to keep to ourselves most of the time. हाँ चलिए ठीक है. So far okay, so far very understanding. बहुत होती हैं लोगों में differences. ठीक है. Anyway, then we move on to environmental mastery. अब literally अगर आप देखेंगे environmental mastery का मतलब क्या है? आप सोचो कि आपके 5 subjects हैं. Masters में होते हैं ना, या graduation में 5 subjects होते हैं. You are ideally going to be good at all of them. Not only are you participating in the speech contest, but you're also writing an essay. But you're also trying to participate in sports. So this person will try to gain mastery of as many skills as possible. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक चीज करके खुश हो जाएंगे. They will always want to grab as many opportunities in the environment as possible. तो competence मतलब अच्छा करना चाहते हैं, challenge feel करना चाहते हैं. Control a complex array of external activities. मतलब hobbies में भी ये excel करना चाहते हैं बहुत सारी चीजों में, not just in one. Absolutely. Effective use of opportunities in the surroundings and choose or create context. अगर आपने Sternberg की intelligence theory पढ़ी है, उसमें एक practical knowledge component होता है. If you ever studied Robert Sternberg's theory of intelligence, then you will see that there is a practical intelligence component. And what does it say? It basically says that we are either able to adapt to the situation, or we are able to modify the situation, or we are able to choose a completely new environment which gives us opportunities. This is a lot like that. So environment. Okay, Ashmita. Absolutely. So environmental mastery जो है, it's all about how we are effectively able to deal with that environment. ठीक है? And create opportunities for ourselves. तो low environmental mastery क्या होगी? Managing everyday affairs. मतलब स्कूल की होमवर्क करना भी बहुत difficult लग रहा है, कॉलेज के क्लासेस अटेंड करना भी day-to-day life में बहुत difficult लग रहा है. ठीक है? Okay, and you did wrong. Why though? Why? Feeling unable to change or improve surrounding context. ऐसा फील करते हैं कि helpless हैं, कुछ change नहीं कर सकते हैं. They cannot change anything. Things have to change on their own. unaware of surrounding opportunities. Opportunities क्या है environment में उसकी भी जानकारी नहीं है. No idea about what their real opportunities are. And lastly, a lack of sense of self control, external locus of control. मेरे मेरे like what do I say, control में कुछ नहीं है. That's how these people have low environmental mastery. Environment controls me, but I can't control my environment. Absolutely. So lastly, we talk about autonomy. Autonomy का मतलब है कि हम क्या level of independence या freedom feel करते हैं. Hopefully you're going to be as happy as this fish. I think it's a shrimp. You're probably going to be as happy as this shrimp when you feel a true sense of freedom in life. Let's talk about क्या होता है autonomy, क्या होता है. सेल्फ डिटर्मिनिंग. अब रायन एंड डेसी की थ्योरी याद करो, राइट? रायन एंड डेसी की थ्योरी में क्या होता है? वी टॉक अबाउट सेल्फ डिटर्मिनिंग. दैट मींस वी मेक आवर ओन डिसीजंस. वी डिटरमिन व्हाट हैपेंस टू अस एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इन आवर लाइफ. ओके, एबल टू रेजिस्ट सोशल प्रेशर टू कंफॉर्मिटी नहीं दिखाएंगे. इट्स नॉट एज दो ऑल ऑफ माय कजिन्स स्टार्टेड स्टडीइंग, started doing engineering, so I will also do like that. Resisting social pressure, even though people come and say psychology क्या पढ़ रहे हो, you're like हाँ ठीक है, it's okay, I do because I like that. Okay, हाँ. Regulate behavior from within. Emotional, good emotional control, right? Good self-regulation, since there is a lot of control on the self, right? Absolutely. And evaluate yourself by personal standards, not by authority figure standards. Autonomy अगर हम feel करते हैं, we feel a sort of idiosyncrasy also. मतलब मैं जो कर रहा हूँ या मैं जो कर रही हूँ बिल्कुल ठीक है, as long as I know it's the right thing to do. We don't rely a lot on other people's opinion, and we don't constantly seek acceptance from other people. Okay? So see, now low autonomy. जिसकी low autonomy होगी, अगर dependent personality आप देखेंगे, compliant personality देखेंगे, वो हमेशा चाहते हैं कि whatever they do, other people should accept. Okay? So people who have a low sense of autonomy हमेशा चाहते हैं कि ये जो भी करे, उसके लिए उनको acceptance मिले, दूसरे लोगों से, friends से, family से, parents से, spouse से, किसी से. That yes, you are doing. A lot of us, you will see that we get hurt when we don't get this. But nobody, no, we are not entitled. We are entitled to other people's acceptance or appreciation of what we do. But we can appreciate ourselves, है ना? तो ये देखिए, rely on judgments of others. आप मेरे लिए decide करो. Typical low autonomy person. Somebody else will make all of my decisions and then conform to social pressures. If they are highly concerned about what other people think, then what will they do? They will also want to follow along what other people want them to follow. तो conformity high होगी. Something like that, पूरा. Something like that. Or controlled orientation, you can say. चलिए. All that is our Carol Dweck's theory. After this, we talk about other theories of well-being. Any doubts so far? Please ask. Ma'am, can we include 5 MCQs? So here, after every 4 or 5 classes, you have a full MCQ class, na? हाँ. Okay, alright, चलिए, wonderful. ये इंटरेस्टिंग था क्योंकि मेरे ख्याल से क्या होता है, वेलबींग थ्योरीज हमें सच में अपनी लाइफ पे रिफ्लेक्ट कराती हैं. At least that has been my experience. हमारा जो पॉजिटिव साइकोलॉजी पेपर था, it inspired me a lot. That then I read this book called Flourishing by Martin Seligman, and I was blown away. I became an absolute fan, And I'm not generally the fan type. I mean, I don't need to share too much. I'm not like bragging or anything, but I generally don't. I try to, I'm very skeptical when people say my life so and so. Oh, I got rid of all of my sadness. But this guy and then Viktor Frankl, amazing. Anyway, all right, that's my personal point of view. If you don't like him, you don't have to. चलिए, all right. ट्रूथ दिखाई दिया. Now I'm in anxiety नहीं. आप अगर lowest point of life पे भी है ना, ये याद रखना. One day when you grow up a little more and stuff, one day you will look back at these times and you will laugh. The worst time of your life, because you will evolve, you will get better, things will get better, you will work hard, it will happen. Just live in the present. That is one thing I'll tell you. I'm not a guru or anything, but what I've seen in my life is live in the present. होगा, सब कुछ होगा in its right time. उसके बारे में नहीं सोचो, अभी के बारे में सोचो. Focus. So let's do this theory. Now in 2011, in exactly that very book called Flourishing, एक book लिखी. किसने लिखी? Martin Seligman. Professor Martin Seligman wrote a book called Flourishing. Okay, so what happened here was basically he proposed the PERMA theory. What is this PERMA theory? PERMA theory talks about positive emotions, a sense of engagement, a sense of meaningful relationships, a sense of again meaning in life, and lastly also a sense of accomplishment. ठीक है? ये आप actualization से compare कर सकते हैं. So really simple theory. We try to understand how it is as well. Absolutely, Jyoti is correct. What she's typed in the comments. This will be a theory of eudaimonic well-being. ये actually hedonic और eudaimonic को combine करती है. अगर आप देखेंगे what's happening here, positive emotions as well, है ना? Yes. हाँ जी, Maslow का ही है. Okay, absolutely. So let's try to understand what the 5 different components of the PERMA theory are. This will basically help us evolve and move to a more meaningful life, and this will help us experience a sense of flourishing. अब ये flourishing क्या होता है? Flourish to actually thrive. आपने thrive word सुना होगा? Not to just live. Again, when I was growing up, हमारे ज़माने में उतना popular नहीं था. ये था कि grow up, get a job, and stuff. That used to seem like a big deal. But the thing is, if you are truly enjoying whatever you are doing, you feel a deep sense of contentment, okay? And you feel a deep sense of immersion. Even if things get difficult, in your heart of hearts, you know that you are happy. Overall, with your life, you are happy, and therefore, you basically try to achieve your best potential. That best potential is called flourishing, going way beyond your normal potential. ठीक है? तो हम भी करने की कोशिश करेंगे. Let's try to understand what's happening here. So first of all, we need to experience positive emotions, not just about the present you see, but about the अगर हम सिर्फ positive अपने present के बारे में सोचते हैं, तो past के बारे में क्या सोचना है? Something good must have happened in the past, at least one good thing, right? Absolutely. So we need to have positive emotions. अगर कुछ बुरा भी हुआ है, we try to accept and we try to move forward. So we need to have positive emotions. उसके बाद engagement. Engagement का और एक word भी है जो इसके साथ बिल्कुल synonymous है, बहुत similar है, is a sense of flow. मतलब आप हो जाते हो experience में. Okay, you are so immersed, you are so happy, and you are so engaged in whatever activity you have chosen to do. It may be your job, it may be a hobby, it may be anything in your life. You are so immersed that you forget the rest of the world, and it's only you and the task. तो ऐसा आप life में feel करते हैं about things. Okay, engagement. उसके बाद we talk about relationships. Again, relationships in your life need to be meaningful. Meaningful मतलब you are only friends with people who truly add value to your life, है ना? Strong relationships, family, friends, co-workers, neighbors, and we deeply care about them. Empathy है. Actually, उनके well-being के बारे में ख्याल है. Then we talk about meaning, a sense of purpose. You will see again very similar to Carol Dweck's theory as well. Carol Dweck की theory के साथ ये मिलता है. आप अगर देखेंगे, अगर आप सारी theories of well-being compare करेंगे, तो आपको एक common point मिलेगा यहाँ पे. Okay, all right, great, wonderful. Now a sense of meaning is absolutely essential. मतलब कोई purpose है life में, क्यों आप कर रहे हैं, क्या आप कर रहे हैं. And lastly, now Martin Seligman talks about a sense of success also. Success is what? Success is achieving, accomplishing something that you always wanted to do. आप सोचो कि आप हमेशा एक masters, not graduate, या आप हमेशा एक graduate बनना चाहते थे, या you wanted to have a master's degree in psychology. You thought it was such a big deal. क्या आपको अच्छा लगता है masters complete करके, पहला semester complete करके, getting a good grade and stuff? अच्छा लगता है ना? It feels very nice. Absolutely. Yes, Rohit. Seligman, Martin Seligman. Okay. Okay. 2011 में उनकी book Flourishing में है ये. Okay. All right. Absolutely. So a sense of accomplishment. Okay. You should read. I recommend it to anybody. And then another book on authentic happiness. I feel like I should read it again. ओके, एब्सोल्युटली। तो जब आप कोई चीज़ अचीव करते हैं, ये भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये भी आपकी लाइफ में कुछ पॉजिटिव वैल्यू ऐड करता है ना, तो ज़रूरी है। तो देयरफॉर यू हैव द PERMA थ्योरी व्हिच टॉक्स अबाउट एन ओवरऑल सेंस ऑफ वेल-बीइंग एज़ वेल। एंगेजमेंट का मतलब क्या है कि आप इन्वेस्टेड हो जो भी आप कर रहे हो, ठीक है? ओके, इन्वेस्टेड होना क्या मतलब है कि आप बहुत इंटरेस्टेड हो, आप एक्चुअली चैलेंज फील कर रहे हो, राइट? यू आर इमर्स्ड इन द एक्टिविटी, दैट इज एंगेजमेंट। नाउ सिंस वी हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट फ्लो हियर, वी विल टॉक अबाउट द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ फ्लो एज़ वेल, ठीक है? ओके, now we have somebody known as Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. He was one of the earliest positive psychologists. So positive psychology actually as a school of psychology established हुआ Csikszentmihalyi. His name is just Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Was basically one of the prominent figures along with Martin Seligman, Peterson, Diner. Diner and his son, Diner actually and his whole family were very very popular positive psychologists wrote about well-being and all. तो ये जो flow का concept है it's absolutely beautiful. Let's see and tell me what gives you this experience of flow. ठीक है? Okay, all right. So this is just Mihai. Okay? Mihai. Like that. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Or am I actually? Okay. फ्लो पर बुक है ना, इनकी तो है, इनका ही तो कॉन्सेप्ट है। ये नहीं बोल पाएंगे मैम, चलो टेंशन मत लो। ओके, यू विल आइडेंटिफाई द नेम, दैट्स इनफ फॉर मी। चलिए, ऑलराइट। नाउ व्हाट इज दिस फ्लो? इफ यू रिमेंबर, इफ ऑल ऑफ यू हैव वॉच्ड माय प्रीवियस क्लासेस, इफ यू हैवंट, ये कॉमन नोशन है कि मीडियम स्ट्रेस काफी है, उससे ज्यादा हमारी परफॉर्मेंस खराब हो जाएगी। ओके, देयर इज दिस यू शेप कर्व कॉल्ड Yerkes-Dodson लॉ के चैलेंजिंग टास्क पे, इट्स अ मॉडरेटली चैलेंजिंग टास्क, वी नीड एन ऑप्टिमल अमाउंट ऑफ स्ट्रेस, मतलब मॉडरेट अमाउंट ऑफ स्ट्रेस बियॉन्ड व्हिच आवर परफॉर्मेंस इज गोइंग टू डिक्लाइन, मतलब चैलेंजिंग टास्क पे मॉडरेट अमाउंट ऑफ स्ट्रेस। नाउ फ्लो टेल्स यू समथिंग एल्स ऑलटुगेदर, इट्स एब्सोल्युटली ब्यूटीफुल एंड इट्स एब्सोल्युटली मेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ सेंस, बट ओनली इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड इट। सो लेट्स गो। नाउ वी आर सेइंग कि फ्लो में क्या होता है, ये फ्लो कहां से आता है, ये कहीं किसी भी एक्सपीरियंस में आप फील कर सकते हैं, एनीथिंग that challenges you, that makes you happy, that keeps you engaged. The ego falls away. मतलब हम self conscious नहीं रहते हैं। Generally we are concerned about, oh, what does my neighbor think of me, what do my parents think of me, what do my siblings think of me, what does the world think about me? Yes, what do I think about myself? Do I like myself? Do I not like myself? Am I a nice person? Am I not a nice person? सोचते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे सब खत्म। We don't care because we are busy because time flies. It's doing something you absolutely enjoy. Every action, every movement, जैसे stream of consciousness विलियम जेम्स ने कहा, तो यहाँ पे actually time stream की तरह चला जाता है, हम notice नहीं करते। Right? There's a saying that if we are actually mindful of the time, अगर हम टाइम के बारे में सोचते रहते हैं, तभी मुझे गुस्सा आता है when people say, मैम क्लास के लिए और कितना टाइम और कितना टाइम। So if people are constantly checking time, that means they're not interested. Remember that when we are actually really truly interested in something, we forget, we lose sense of time. Time याद नहीं रहता है, and that is a very characteristic feature of flow. Okay, alright, whole being is involved. Absolutely, and you are using your skills to the most. आपका जो highest potential है, वो सामने आएगा, right? Okay. ओके, ऑलराइट, एब्सोल्युटली दीपा, एब्सोल्युटली। इफ इट्स अ रियली एंगेजिंग कन्वर्सेशन, इट फील्स लाइक दैट। ओके, चलिए, तो यूनिवर्सल फैक्टर्स कुछ हैं फ्लो के, इससे पहले लेकिन हम अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट चैलेंज एंड व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट समथिंग कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी टू Yerkes-Dodson लॉ। नाउ यू सी हाउ दिस इज सच अ ब्यूटीफुल कांसेप्ट इज बिकॉज़ Yerkes-Dodson लॉ टॉक्स अबाउट द लिमिटेशंस ऑफ ह्यूमन पोटेंशियल, व्हेreas this one talks about how human potential is simply a sort of a limit which can keep increasing. It's like a zone of proximal development. ये ऐसी कुछ स्ट्रिक्ट लिमिटेशन नहीं है जो हम कभी क्रॉस नहीं कर सकते। इट्स समथिंग दैट वी कैन कीप इंक्रीजिंग एज वी गो। लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड ये क्या है। तो जब हम किसी एक्सपीरियंस या किसी टास्क में फ्लो एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं, व्हाट इज इट फॉर यू? फॉर मी इट्स एक्चुअली practicing fonts, maybe drawing or maybe painting or maybe even working or when I'm studying a book which I truly enjoy. Okay, learning something new. What could it be for you? बोलिए, कुछ भी हो सकता है आपके लिए, कुछ भी हो सकता है। Okay, तो होगा writing, reading, cleaning, mandala drawing, traveling, gardening. My classes, oh, I'm honored. Studying, sketching, dancing, sleeping नहीं आएगा इसमें प्रीतम, जो आप अवेक करते हो, जो doodling, roller blades. Okay, Shailaja, thank you. I'm honored. Anime, okay, absolutely. Watching a beautiful movie, right? It just you lose track of time. Absolutely. Working out, oh, ये तो, oh, writing poetry, wonderful. चलिए, songs, absolutely. When you're listening to beautiful music, right? हाँ. ओके, वाचिंग कॉमेडी, खाना बनाना, चलो अच्छी बात है। अगर नहीं है तो डिस्कवर, आप डिस्कवर करोगे, नई चीजें डिस्कवर करो, ट्राई करो, मे बी यू लाइक समथिंग। एनीवे, तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि टास्क जो है ये डिफिकल्ट होती जानी चाहिए। द टास्क नीड्स टू गेट मोर एंड मोर डिफिकल्ट एज टाइम प्रोग्रेसेस, बिकॉज़ टेल मी वन थिंग, इफ यू कीप डूइंग द सेम थिंग अगेन एंड अगेन एंड अगेन एंड इट डजंट गेट डिफिकल्ट, इज इट इंटरेस्टिंग और डू यू इवेंचुअली गेट बोर्ड? अगर हम सेम चीज, आप सोचो मैंने आज ऐसे हाउस की ड्राइंग की, नो मैरियल ड्राइंग, सो मच बेटर, रोज यही बनाया, रोज यही बनाया, not fun, not fun. If I keep doing the same thing every day, it doesn't remain challenging anymore, और मेरी skill और task में match नहीं मिल रहा है, so there is no fit between the task and my skill and my awareness, so eventually I will get bored. So this moderate theory and theory of arousal basically gets disproved right here. Okay, Yerkes-Dodson का law is basically completely challenged over here. So what we learn here is the more we are engaged, जितना हम interested होते हैं task में, हम ज़्यादा interested होंगे। अगर वो task difficult होती जाएगी, the mandala drawings in a book they get more difficult. The exercises, the questions we solve sometimes, which can also be very engaging and very challenging, they keep getting difficult. Any material that you're reading, it keeps getting more difficult because it keeps getting more in detail, and therefore हमारी skill भी increase होती है। We basically try to fit our skill to the task, which keeps getting more and more difficult, and therefore we engage a state of, or we are so engaged that we experience the state of flow. Understanding with me? इसमें doubt है तो बताइए। हाई अराउजल, जितना हाई अराउजल होगा, जितनी यहाँ पे चैलेंजिंग टास्क होगी, उतनी ज्यादा हमारी एफिकेसी होगी, क्योंकि हम मैच करना चाहेंगे टास्क की डिफिकल्टी को और हम अपना हाईएस्ट पोटेंशियल अचीव करेंगे। तो आप देखेंगे कंपनी प्रोजेक्ट्स में भी जितना डिफिकल्ट होता जाता है, उतना या जो भी टास्क, एब्सोल्युटली लाइक स्टडीज आल्सो, आप देखेंगे जब आप एंजॉय करेंगे स्टडी करना, तो आप क्वेश्चन पेपर सॉल्व करने में आप ये फ्लो स्टेट एक्सपीरियंस करेंगे, राइट? एब्सोल्युटली, व्हेन यू डू अ लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस। ईटिंग टुडे नाउ, एवरीबॉडी आर ईटिंग टुडे ओनली, बाय। तो पंच हो रहा है, सो गुड। Okay, absolutely. Sometimes you're just, it's as though time is basically either moves really fast or really slow. Basically the sense of time is transformed. वो है यहाँ पे। बाकी आप बेसिक आइडिया यहाँ पे क्या है कि जितनी चैलेंजिंग टास्क होती है उतना ज्यादा हम एफर्ट करते हैं और उतना ज्यादा फ्लो हम एक्सपीरियंस करेंगे, क्योंकि हम कॉन्स्टेंटली चैलेंज फील कर रहे हैं, और जब हम चैलेंज फील करते हैं we try to step up to the challenge and try to show our skills as well. Okay, all right, चलिए, this is a kind of peak experience as well. So can I say self actualization में तभी हम कहते हैं कि फ्लो का एक्सपीरियंस होगा कहाँ पे? Absolutely, very good. Very, very good. Now the universal factors of flow, which are basically all characteristic of this experience. ये जो हम flow कह रहे हैं तब से तो होता क्या है इसमें क्या क्या आएगा? Let's try to remember. इसमें भी questions आते हैं, ठीक है? पहली बात है, why do we keep saying the more the challenge increases, the more the skill will also increase? Because we want, or in flow there is a fit or there is a match between the challenge and the skill. Skill और challenge में balance होता है. Skill किसकी है? हमारी ही है, okay? Action awareness merging, मतलब there is a merging of awareness. My external awareness is completely invested in the activity, ठीक है? हमारी पूरी awareness कहाँ पे focus कर रही है? Activity पे ही focus कर रही है. Clear goals. हमें पता है कि हम ये task finish करना चाहते हैं और we are looking to accomplish something here by performing this task. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Unambiguous feedback. मतलब यहाँ पे आप doubt नहीं कर रहे हैं कि do I like it or do I not? Are we wondering, oh, do I like it? Do I not like it? तो उसको flow कहेंगे. I have no doubt about the fact that I am enjoying whatever I'm doing, and there's going to be constant feedback because the more I get things right, the more I want to do it. Right? So there is very, very clear feedback from my body, from my brain, from the from the activity itself. Concentration on the task at hand. Completely. आप यहाँ पे अगर mindfulness की बात करेंगे ना, it's the concentration is completely, basically on the task at hand, right? Not external, not whatever is external, but completely on the task at hand. A sense of control. यहाँ पे do we feel out of control? क्योंकि task ज़्यादा difficult होती जाती है. Do we feel? We don't feel. We don't feel out of control. We feel that we are in control. Absolutely, very, very good. We feel that नहीं हम कर सकते हैं. I just need to push a little more, but I can do it. Task is in my control. Now, loss of self-consciousness. That's what we said. The ego is lost. हम ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि oh my God, what does my neighbor think about me? Does their cat like me or not? Absolutely, basically, हाँ. Am I a nice person? Oh my God, I'm a horrible person. Or I fell down in 10th grade or 3rd grade and लोग हंसे थे मुझ पे. I don't think about all of that when I'm in a state of flow. That is only reserved for a time before going to sleep. I'm kidding though. Doesn't need to be like that. I'm joking. It's not part of the theory. Okay. All right. Anyway, transformation of time. मैंने तो marks ही नहीं बताए किसके. Okay, all right. Sleep hygiene routines are very helpful. Unless you're going through something very, very difficult, you should be able to sleep. Okay. Okay. All right. Fine. Now, transformation of time. या तो basically time की awareness उतनी, we will not be very conscious of how the time is flowing. Time either seems to flow really quickly or really slowly. Either way, यहाँ transformation होती है in the way that we would generally experience time. हम ज़्यादा नहीं सोचते हैं कि कितना time. Don't think like that. And lastly, auto-telic experience. इसका मतलब है कि ये एक creative experience है. And here, enjoyment is coming from a sense of reward. क्या हमें यहाँ पे external reward मिलने वाला है या क्या हम external reward के लिए काम कर रहे हैं? So Chick sent me hi. Basically, studied a bunch of surgeons, psychologists, basically people from this and that field. NASA के लोग, I think. हाँ, mostly he studied a few professions actually, and doctors and surgeons were one of them. Because you need utter and absolute concentration. ठीक है? Okay, alright. तो autotelic experience का मतलब है कि हम purely enjoyment के लिए कर रहे हैं, हम किसी personal reward के लिए नहीं कर रहे हैं, right? Why is it that people choose certain professions? Absolutely, participation in the task itself is rewarding. ठीक है? Okay, alright. Cool. These are the components of flow. Ma'am, we wish we might have 30 hours when we are in flow. Yes, exactly. Not probably something. After you mentioned I did this audio book and listen. चलो ठीक है, good to go guys. Ma'am, second last, transformation of time. इसका मतलब है प्रीतम कि okay, I'll talk about it once again. One minute. देखिए, transformation of time का मतलब है generally जैसे हम time को experience करते हैं. मतलब हम जब nervous होते हैं, एक मिनट हम काउंट करते हैं ना. We are constantly looking at the clock. या जब हम बोर हो जाते हैं, क्या करते हैं? क्लॉक की तरफ, वॉच की तरफ देखते रहते हैं ना, टाइम कब पास होगा, वो नहीं करते हैं यहाँ पे. हाँ, यहाँ पे नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि हम भूल जाते हैं कि टाइम की तरफ देखना है, कितना टाइम हुआ है, तो ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाता है हमारा टाइम का एक्सपीरियंस, जैसे हम टाइम और स्पेस को एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं. नाउ अनएम्बिगुअस, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड एम्बिगुअस की मीनिंग क्या है. एम्बिगुअस मींस जहां कुछ कंफ्यूजिंग हो रहा है या डाउटफुल हो रहा है. Okay, confusing means ambiguous. Unambiguous means very, very clear and not confusing at all. मतलब आपको बहुत direct और simple, clear feedback मिल रहा है कि आप activity पसंद करते हो या नहीं करते हो, enjoy करते हो या नहीं करते हो. Very, very clearly you are getting feedback. Obviously you are enjoying the activity. Okay, action awareness merging. That means that your awareness of the environment is completely focusing on your action now. Okay, and you are completely aware of each and every step that you are taking to complete this action. That's basically it. Chuchu eudaimonic. Correct again. Okay, that's it. चलिए. Ma'am, how question will be asked? This time they had asked sequence of flow. Flow experience में क्या क्या होता है? Basically, what all happens? They had given direct sequence A, B, C, D, E. Lastly, basically all distractions go away and then you experience. They have given like that. They may also ask किसने दिया है flow का concept, or what are things that are involved, is reward involved or not. I'll give you na MCQ class में similar pattern you will get for net also. I may ask you which of the following are relevant to the experience of flow, and there I may put reward. Will you choose reward? No. Will you choose challenge? Will you choose what do I say? External motivation, extrinsic motivation, intrinsic. Intrinsic because it comes from within. If I tell you that in a state of flow the task needs to keep getting more and more difficult, true or no? Correct, absolutely. Autotelic मतलब टास्क खुद में ही रिवॉर्डिंग है. ओके, इसका कोई एक्सटर्नल रिवॉर्ड मतलब इसके लिए पेंट करने के लिए हमें कोई पैसे नहीं दे रहा है. We do it because we love it. Even though we may be getting paid for it, we are not doing it for the money. Whatever we are doing, we do it out of enjoyment. Okay, unambiguous I have already repeated, not repeating for the third time. इसकी सीक्वेंस नहीं आपको याद करनी है, ये इसकी नहीं. ठीक है, चलिए, all right. चलिए, let's go. Now very, very relevant to the concept of flow. Actually, in relation, आपके if you actually, I would really suggest or I would really encourage कि आप जाके syllabus paper भी देखें कि unit 10 में क्या क्या आता है. You'll see there's a concept of resilience as well. ठीक है, resilience. Have you ever heard about it? Again, a very beautiful concept of resilience. And today we'll talk a little bit about it. Resilience की actually बहुत सारी theories हैं. So there are all of these people who have given theories. Would you like me to do a special class on it? Upcoming week, सारी theories हम resilience की discuss कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? तो करेंगे. Around Tuesday I will put it up. I'll put it up because I feel that पक्का आपको एक question इस पे आएगा this time. चलो ठीक है. Okay, चलो. We need to understand something. So in a lot of mental health treatment, okay, mental health issues जिसकी हम सुबह में बात कर रहे थे, क्या होता है कभी-कभी some people succumb. When they have symptoms, you'll see when a lot of people get sick also, they don't recover very easily. But you will see that some people, no matter what they go through, they don't give up. Not once. You will never hear from them, I want to give up. Never. And what happens is the more they struggle, the more they push back. Okay? The more they struggle, the more they push back. They don't break down. That is the meaning of resilience. Resilience के लिए adversity जरूरी होनी चाहिए लाइफ में. Adversity का मतलब है difficulty. Now these people are not broken down by difficulty, but they show competence in the face of difficulty. This is not post-traumatic growth. हम next class or the other class or in stress chapter we will talk about post-traumatic growth. दोनों में difference है guys. दोनों में difference क्या है? Post-traumatic growth is when we break down and then we bounce back after the stressor. Something that we can talk about with Viktor Frankl. Right? Viktor Frankl himself says that I broke down and then I bounced back. But resilient people, if you remember, I very clearly remember school में story थी about APJ Abdul Kalam and all of this. You also have a lot of kids who will basically recover from mental illness. Resilient is no matter how difficult my situation gets, I don't give up, I don't break down at all. अब देखते हैं कि क्या क्या होता है यहाँ पे, कैसे possible है ये, but how and why and all that. चलिए क्या होता है देखते हैं ना. इसके बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स भी हैं और इसके बहुत सारी थ्योरीज भी हैं. थ्योरीज ऐसी भी हैं जो कहती हैं कि some of us are made a little tougher than others, whereas other theories say that this is completely dependent on the environment and the kind of resources we pick up while growing up. Means interactive concept, Rutter defined it 2006. Okay, that's when this way basically got popularized. Actually, this also got popularized in around 1970s. Very became quite popular at the time of after this flow, after talks about positive psychology and well-being and all. Now, what is the definition? An interactive concept that is concerned with the combination of serious risk experiences and a relatively positive psychological outcome despite those experiences. ठीक है, इसका मतलब है कि आप सोचो कि कई बच्चे होते हैं जो पावर्टी में पैदा होते हैं. पावर्टी आपको पता है, बहुत एक्सट्रीम गरीब, एक्सट्रीम पावर्टी, बीपीएल. ठीक है, तो वहां पे क्या होता है, बहुत सारे बच्चे जितने ज्यादा गरीब होते हैं उतना ज्यादा हार्ड वर्क करते हैं. Even though they get beaten up at home, I had a student like this. The whole family used to live in one room. The whole family used to live in. I won't take his name. Please go. Okay, sorry, you don't need to ask. So the whole family used to live in one room. Okay, and despite that, multiple times typhoid because no proper sanitation, no proper water connection. Father had already passed away. Brother was basically, small time selling lemons or something on the road. And then they were in a lot of debt as well. And this boy had absolutely nothing except the fact that he used to work hard, show up every day, study every day, almost got a full score on all subjects in his 9th grade, in his 10th grade. Used to come learn speeches, used to stay back extra time after school, even though he used to have to go to help his brother in the shop and all. And then he got selected in the Mahindra Institute. A scholarship, I think, for 4 or 5 years. He'll eventually get to go abroad and all of that. Never once in my year and a half have I ever heard him say, my life is difficult, I can't do this. Never have I heard him say. No matter how many times I told him, you've done this wrong, you need to do this better, he would do it and he would do it better without giving up. Right? So you will see so many such examples. You will see so many such people. And I feel like that is the beauty of human beings. Human beings are more than their physical needs, their basic needs, jhagde and ye wo and this and that. So that is resilience. Jitna is it unconscious? I think it's very conscious. कि ये इंसान जो होता है, I'm not talking about my student, I'm talking about in general resilience. You need to understand कि यहाँ कुछ mental hardness होती है. Hardness की trait आपको पता है, commitment, control और challenge, right? They have decided what they want to do, and no matter मतलब अगर ज़्यादा difficulty आती है ना, they instead of saying breaking down, even though they may be going through physiological or psychological stress, they say no, I need to put in more because the situation got more difficult. Okay, there is no giving up, breaking down, and still getting back up. It's the more you push me, the more I will work hard, the more I will achieve. That is the beauty of resilience. Okay, हाँ जी, चलिए, तो क्या है ये? We can develop. Yes. Okay, genetic may also be, maybe. We'll see कितनी contribution है. We look at studies also when we do the class on resilience. We'll basically talk about it as well. ठीक है. Okay, Sachin, looking forward to it. चलिए, तो क्या है यहाँ पे, आप देखेंगे बहुत सारे लोग recover करते हैं from mental illness. A lot of people who are depressed eventually will get better and better, right? हाँ, and then what happens with physical illness also? आप देखेंगे a lot of older people sometimes encounter cancer or younger people also. A lot of people you will see cancer से recover करने के बाद marathon करते हैं. A lot of people, not just 1 or 2 people. I've seen so many people who are in such bad shape, but they eventually basically recover no matter what happens, and they get fit again, and they do much better. All right, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे 2 important facts क्या हैं? Exposure to adversity. ठीक है. And दूसरा क्या है? A sense of competence while going through this adversity. Adversity means bad experiences, difficult life situations. और इन्हीं life situations के साथ हम कैसे deal करते हैं? By showing a sense of competence, emotional competence, psychological competence, taking help from friends, using all of the resources and all of that. तो ये सब basically competence में आता है. देखेंगे क्या होता है यहाँ पे. ठीक है. Adversity क्या है यहाँ पे? Difficult situation है, difficulties हैं life में. Okay, all right, ठीक है. Now, how can we go on without a quote from Viktor Frankl? So what does Viktor Frankl say? He says between stimulus and response there is a space. Because back then stimulus response theories were very popular. Stimulus और response के बीच में space होती है. कितना भी कोई difficult stimulus क्यों ना हो, हम respond कैसे करते हैं किसकी मर्जी है. Who decides how we respond? We decide. We always decide how we are going to respond to a stressor in our environment. We decide. Therefore, whether we are going to break down or whether we are going to fight back, we decide. So competence में क्या आता है? Competence includes the ability to reflect and to learn, है ना? अगर हमारी लाइफ में डिफिकल्टीज हैं, कभी वो डिफिकल्टीज हमारे डिसीजंस की वजह से होती हैं. We are human, sometimes we make bad decisions, so it's good to reflect on the bad decisions and try to correct them, right? Sound relations, मतलब जितने भी आपके relationships हैं, friendships हैं, वो close हैं, where people will give you support when you're going through difficulty and not taunt you and not harass you for being in a difficult situation, है ना? कभी क्या होता है जब हम difficult position में होते हैं तो suddenly कोई friend contact छोड़ देता है and stuff like that, right? Okay, wait. Ma'am, I am Jayashree from Pondicherry. Look, okay, 1 minute. I don't know Hindi, even a single word. I'm taking notes, but I can't take it. Important points you have taught only in Hindi. It's difficult for me to understand. I watched recorded classes. Okay. All right. Okay. I repeat everything that I say in Hindi in English. Okay. I don't know why you think I'm teaching most of the important points in Hindi. I make sure to repeat everything I say in Hindi in English. All right. So you can, anytime you find that you're not understanding something, please type it in the comments. Instead of once in a while, I may lose track or I may go overboard sometimes, possible. Although I try to always repeat anything that I say in Hindi immediately. Whatever I say in Hindi, I also repeat in English. So if you're feeling like I'm doing something, right, if you don't understand Hindi, then you wouldn't know that I'm repeating everything I say in Hindi in English. I've said this earlier also. In case you feel at any point that you don't understand something, you can ask me to repeat immediately in the comments. Okay, rather than struggling and suffering for so long, I wouldn't want you to struggle so much. All right, okay, Jayashree, can we do that? Yes, okay, all right. Thank you for letting me know. I'll try to be more mindful as well. Okay, चलो ठीक है. Okay, now what is this unforeseen? It is actually being able to deal with unpredictability. ये क्या है? ये कह रहे हैं हम कि unforeseen क्या है? जो नहीं पता है क्या होने वाला है, मतलब ambiguity जो लाइफ में है, हाँ, उसके साथ डील करने की कैपेसिटी हम रखते हैं. Alright, then what is general preparedness? General preparedness basically means a sense of self-efficacy, where I basically say, bring it on life, I am ready. Okay, तो यहाँ पे क्या है? हम generally prepared हैं life में difficulties के लिए. Okay, alright. Characteristics and competence of the individual. Very very important that some personality traits also contribute here. यहाँ पे personality traits का भी थोड़ा contribution होगा. And then creative behavior and improvisational skills, right? मैम आप तो इंग्लिश में ही पढ़ाते हो. She's basically saying that I teach in English and whenever I use Hindi words, I do repeat everything that I say in Hindi. I repeat in English because in my head I know I make sure because I am an English educator after all. I just try to include Hindi so that the Hindi students don't feel left out. हाँ जी, तो प्लीज डोंट, हाँ ऐसा मत सोचो आपके I'm saying important things only in Hindi and no that's not true. That's not true. Okay, हाँ हाँ जी, okay. It's okay though somebody is expressing their concern and I have clarified. ठीक है, चलिए, okay. So on exposure, I've realized because a lot of students used to message me saying that we don't want to learn from the other person. Literally, I would get so many messages saying I don't want to learn from the other person. I want to learn from your class, but I don't. I have difficulty. And the thing is, it's not about the fact that I prefer or I should do this. It comes from a deep social problem, right? I'll say this in English and then I will repeat this in Hindi. I'm sorry if the class is going to extend. So the thing about colleges in our country is it's English medium, but students are taught in Hindi, especially in North Indian states. Okay, English schools, English colleges, English universities, but they are taught in Hindi. So it's not the students' fault that they don't know proper English. Okay, and once I know that, once I have come to understand that, I try to be a little more accommodating because I don't want students to suffer. Then there's no difference between me and the professor who uses Hindi in an English college. Okay, so that is basically my reason for doing it. हाँ, तो मेरा मानना ये है कि मेरी क्लास इंक्लूसिव हो, सबके लिए जगह हो, ऐसा नहीं कि थोड़े आए थोड़े नहीं, तो लाइक दैट, राइट? तो ऐसा है कि इंग्लिश मीडियम यूनिवर्सिटीज या कॉलेज में हिंदी में पढ़ाया जाता है, तो मैं स्टूडेंट से वो एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं रख सकती कि उनको इंग्लिश अच्छे से आए. इनफैक्ट दे शुड लर्न हियर. ओके, तो मेरी उम्मीद है कि थोड़ी सी इंग्लिश आप यहाँ पे पिकअप करेंगे क्योंकि जॉब्स के लिए, इंटरव्यूज के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट? सो even English will start translating it into Hindi. And everybody doesn't come from an affluent or what do I say, privileged background. ऐसा है हमारी कंट्री में कि बहुत सारे बैकग्राउंड्स के लोग हैं और मुझे नहीं पसंद कि मैं स्टूडेंट्स को सेग्रीगेट करूं. जो बच्चे affluent फैमिली से आते हैं, जिनके पेरेंट्स हाईली एजुकेटेड होते हैं, वो अच्छी इंग्लिश बोल लेते हैं, समझ लेते हैं, लेकिन ऐसे भी बहुत बच्चे, ऐसे भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो बहुत ब्राइट हैं लेकिन अच्छी इंग्लिश नहीं बोल पाते हैं क्योंकि उनका वैसा बैकग्राउंड नहीं है. एंड मैं नहीं चाहती कि कोई डिसएडवांटेज फील करे क्योंकि उनका बैकग्राउंड ऐसा या वैसा नहीं है. I don't think I should be a kind of teacher who basically differentiates. Correct. So yeah, so I hope you understand what I'm trying to say as well. Although professors were forcing me to understand Hindi. Who was forcing you? Who was forcing you, Arman? So I will be more than happy to repeat anything, anywhere you feel. Right? If you've been studying from me from October, that means earlier I used to teach only in English and not repeat anything in Hindi. Now anything I teach in English, I repeat it sometimes in Hindi if I feel that people are not understanding. That's all. I make sure to say everything in English. Please don't. Okay, chaliye, tension nahi. Let's continue. Right from kindergarten. So cute. Okay, chaliye, let's focus, guys. All right, let's go. Now. So we are talking about creative behavior and improvisational skills. So what is basically at the Thank you so much, Rupam. That's very, very sweet of you. All Hindi, even books I had to translate. Oh, okay. I know I have a little bit of sense of this now because I've had learners from Hindi backgrounds. From sort of the beginning, 6 months ke baad, people started joining in 3 months ke baad. And I basically got a hint of what is going on. That's basically it. Continue with it. Let's go ahead and continue. We have a lot to cover. Okay, all right. Let's go. Now, what is this improvisational skills? Can I say that this is basically in a way adaptability or environmental mastery? क्या हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि improvise करना situation में basically किसी तरह से environmental mastery के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? Yes. Okay. Basically. It's just that. Okay. Creativity when we try to find a novel solution for a problem. हम यहाँ पे नए solution ढूंढने की कोशिश करते हैं, ना कि हम सिर्फ अपनी problems पे focus करें. The attitude basically is what matters. चलिए, let's go. Wonderful. Now, these are basically the sound relations. Sound basically means strong relations. What was that? Okay. Strong relationships, meaningful relationships. मतलब sound. Okay, all right, okay, ठीक है, वो सुनने का साउंड नहीं. Okay, all right. Now, resilience is a biopsychosocial and spiritual phenomenon. ये देखें आप, ये summary है resilience की. तो क्या है ये resilience होता क्या है? It's basically biopsychosocial, right? That means there may be a genetic component as well. There is definitely a psychological component which we are actively working on, and there's definitely a social component as well. मतलब इसमें हर तरह के components हैं, कुछ genetic है, कुछ हमने सीखा है, social environment से, कुछ psychological है. Okay, spiritual as well, because we have to have some faith in something, in ourselves, in other people, something. Okay, all right. Transactional dynamic process of person-environment exchanges, right? Here, definitely whatever is happening is basically happening as the person is interacting with the psychological or the physical environment. Person-environment relationship है ना यहाँ पे. Unless the environment gives me difficulty, so here you see the difficulty is what is making me grow. Absolutely. तो unless environment से difficulty आती है, उसी की वजह से हम grow करते हैं, तो वो मेरा response होता है जो मुझे grow करने में help करता है. Basically it है. Okay, adaptational process and a goodness of fit, right? We try to make the best use of our environment here. हम अपने environment की difficulties का भी इस्तेमाल यहाँ पे करते हैं. Okay, alright. Linked to life stress and people's unique coping capacity. Yes, is this unique for each person? Because everybody's personal situation is unique to them. So naturally, the kind of skills they build to cope also are unique only. Absolutely correct. Okay, continuum or a polar opposite to risk. ठीक है, ये एक continuum रखता है risk के साथ. So between actually succumbing to risk and actually showing resilience, it's a continuum. It's not just not just 2 points. Maybe interactive, okay, through connection and relatedness with others. That's also mentioned. Diversity, ethnicity, race, okay. Multi-level achievements हम यहाँ पे करते हैं. What does this mean? That this basically means that if we are resilient, we are going to be resilient across areas of life or only in one thing. Can we say कि resilience सिर्फ हम एक area में दिखाएंगे? Yes, life के सारे situations में दिखाएंगे. We are going to basically show resilience across areas of all of our life. Right? Absolutely. Both distal and proximal. Things that are close by us, our psychological state, or things in our environment which we want to change. चाहे वो नजदीकी, हाँ, distal मतलब जो दूर से आती हैं चीजें, मतलब जो आपकी environment देती है आपको. Proximal causation मतलब जो आपसे आता है. ठीक है? Okay, absolutely. Now, okay, including everybody, we want to have good relationships with family, friends, community, and all that. Influenced by power differentials. Power differentials basically here mean how much capacity we think we have to overcome what difficulty, like that. ओके ठीक है, इज अफेक्टेड बाय द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल रिसोर्सेज आल्सो। एनवायरमेंटल रिसोर्सेज भी यहाँ पे जरूरी है, एनवायरमेंटल थोड़ा सपोर्ट भी मिलना यहाँ पे जरूरी है। ओके ऑलराइट, सो दैट सम्स अप रेजिलियंस। हियर इज ऑल डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव्स ऑफ रेजिलियंस वी विल डू इन अ स्पेशल क्लास। वो हम स्पेशल क्लास में करेंगे, नहीं मेमोराइज करने की जरूरत नहीं है, यू जस्ट नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द जनरल सेंस। ओके ओके ऑलराइट ऑलराइट ओके, जस्ट नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द जनरल सेंस, वी विल डू डिफरेंट थ्योरीज ऑफ रेजिलियंस। चलिए ओके, होल सेमेस्टर दे टुक 3 to 4 क्लास, इवन स्टिल हु इज दिस दे तो बताओ, दे कौन है? Pursuit of happiness, yeah, I don't remember the ending. Next week मैं I'm looking forward, what's happening next week? Cyber psychology, cyber psychology, cyber psychology is so cool. So we talk about addictions also this time. अच्छा, resilience theories, ठीक है, I have to teach pure Hindi, textbooks in pure Hindi. पूरी shift, you know, is like a 360 degree 180 degree shift. Arman, who is this day? I'm really curious to know. कौन पढ़ा रहे थे आपको जबरदस्ती हिंदी में? My professor ma'am, internet is high and low. Okay, was it somewhere in North India and you're not comfortable with Hindi? I mean, if it's an English medium college, English में तो पढ़ाना चाहिए, they should teach in English if it's an English medium college. अच्छा, oh, sometimes you Google, sometimes you ask. Get Hindi to English dictionary, that will help you out a lot. I used to do that when I had to write Hindi essays. पुराने ज़माने में, that was a long back, good, not 20. Ma'am, my college classes began. Where are you going to college? All right, anyway, अब हम बात करेंगे, lastly we're going to talk about character strengths and virtues. ये character strengths और virtues किसकी theory है? This is Martin Seligman and Peterson, okay? So also very fondly known as the value in action system, VIA classification, ठीक है? इसको value in action system ही कहते हैं. Classical conditioning is प्राचीन अनुबंधन. Enjoy, मजे करो आप. So it's proper Hindi. It's not the colloquial language we use. चलो ठीक है. Anyway guys, so can we get back? हाँ जी, can we get back? Let's come back. चलिए. All right. Now, what are we talking about? We're going to talk about character strengths and virtues. You always generally get a question on this. इस पे आपको एक question आएगा. This is basically the core of positive psychology. Positive psychology की ये सबसे बड़ी contribution है psychology की तरफ. So we know how there is a DSM which basically classifies all disorders, categorizes and gives us a diagnostic criteria for each disorder. हमारे पास DSM होती है ना हमेशा, जो हमें disorder diagnose करने में help करती है, categorize करने में help करती है, and then symptoms check करने में help करती है. Likewise, this VIA system was actually built as an opposite to the DSM, saying that after the Second World War, completely we have started to focus only on the negative. तो ये VIA system क्यों develop हुआ after second World War के बाद में? ऐसा लगा Peterson, Seligman mostly कि हम completely negative की तरफ जा रहे हैं, हम सिर्फ लोगों में प्रॉब्लम्स ढूंढ रहे हैं, लेकिन हम उनके पोटेंशियल को मैक्सिमाइज करने में हेल्प नहीं कर रहे हैं. That we have let go of giftedness, we've let go of basically, you know, all the higher potentials which can be achieved by human beings, and we are completely focusing on problems and disorders. Is that true in one way or another? किसी capacity में ये सच है? If you see 70s, 60s, 80s, all of it swept away by clinical psychology. ज़्यादातर focus clinical और counseling पे था. Finally, now different fields are being explored. अब जाके finally, I want something challenging, I guess. Absolutely. Okay, Manju. All right. Many words. ठीक है. Absolutely. Value in action system. Okay, value in action. It's actually what it says it is. Value in action का मतलब क्या है कि आप actually virtues develop करो. That we develop virtues. What are these virtues? Wisdom and knowledge, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, transcendence. This is basically the Avengers but in theory form. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about. This is all about goodness, valor, courage. मैं सब explain करूँगी, आप रुको. तो ये basically क्या कर रहे हैं हम? All of the goodness of the world, सारी अच्छी चीजें. या बचपन में कोई Powerpuff Girls देखता तो basically makes everything nice and this is what you get. Okay, absolutely. Now we'll try to talk about each of them and then we'll break down what particular character strengths are. Now one thing that we all need to remember, हाँ जी, आपको यहाँ याद रखना है कि qualitative as well as quantitative data was used. Okay, qualitative as well as quantitative data was used to do what? No, it's not hierarchical. To gather data from all of the world. What does that mean? First of all, we've taken historical data also, we've taken archival data, we've taken data from magazines, we've basically tried to study all of the heroes and celebrated people from each and every culture and every religion. And then we've also tested day-to-day people, taking quantitative studies from them as to what behavior they're hiding. Okay, मैं एक बार हिंदी में रिपीट करती हूँ ये, तो देखिए यहाँ पे हमने qualitative as well as quantitative data लिया है. Qualitative कैसे? हमने पास्ट में जाके सारे religions में जो जिसको महान माना जाता था या अच्छी पर्सनैलिटीज जो थी, उनके बारे में उनकी एग्जाम्पल ली है, उनके जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर्स हैं, उनके जो बिहेवियर्स थे, उनके वर्चूज या वैल्यूज जो थे, वो हमने यहाँ पे इंक्लूड किए हैं. उसके साथ हमने लोगों के साथ बेसिकली उनको क्वेश्चनर्स देके उनके भी ट्रेट्स मेजर किए, उनके बिहेवियर्स. ठीक है, so always remember basically mixed methodology was used here. Okay, all right, ठीक है. So now we have our virtues. Can I say virtues are nothing but values, moral values, wisdom and knowledge. आपको पता है wisdom and knowledge is basically to want to gain knowledge, to learn something, to make good decisions, courage, bravery, right? Absolutely. उसके बाद humanity, kindness, absolutely, being caring, being kind towards other people. You can see here. Okay, all right. Now justice again, a sense of fairness, a sense of leadership, लोगों को गाइड करना, लोगों के साथ अच्छा बर्ताव करना, fair बर्ताव करना, no bias, right? And then temperance. What is temperance? Temperance is actually, this includes forgiveness and all of that, being sort of calm natured. Okay, all right. Temperance is thinking, not acting hastily, and then forgiveness also comes here. ठीक है. And then lastly, transcendence. Transcendence is what? Transcendence is basically achieving a higher sense of self. Absolutely. So let's look at the skills one by one and then we'll see. According to Seligman, ये जो सारे virtues हैं, ये हर कोई culture में पाए जाते हैं. He took inspiration from Eastern philosophy also. He took inspiration from Western philosophy also. He very clearly mentioned that he's not only taking information from maybe the Western philosophers and so on. No, he took information from all of the religions also. Very actively Martin Seligman ने religion की भी बात की है, spirituality की भी बात की है, Eastern philosophy की भी बात की है और Western philosophy की भी बात की है. इन्होंने कहा है कि ये जो 6 virtue होते हैं, ये हर कोई culture में पाए जाते हैं, है ना? If you talk about religions also, especially Eastern religions, do they not mention all of these things? कि self control दिखाओ, है ना? That be nice to other people, that think about self-actualization. Absolutely. So try to connect it, it will become a lot easier for you. ठीक है, चलिए. लेकिन क्या virtues हम measure कर सकते हैं किसी में? अब कोई kind है या humanity में believe करता है, हमें क्या पता? What do I know if somebody believes in humanity or not? I don't know, and therefore these virtues are not measurable. The virtues are not measurable. Then what do? We basically have allotted certain character strengths for each of these virtues which are measurable. हमने क्या किया है? हमने इन्हीं virtues के लिए character strengths allot किए हैं. Absolutely, जो हम अच्छे से measure कर पाएं. Now I will briefly, take a look. We'll take a look at these, and then आपके लिए notes attached हैं. Notes are attached for you, and you can read through. That's about it. They're quite self-explanatory. कोई doubt है आपको words में तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. Not a problem. All right. Now let's see here. When we talk about wisdom, okay? When we talk about wisdom apparently must contain, or somebody who shows the virtue of wisdom, they should show creativity, curiosity, judgment, love of learning and perspective. ये क्या है? Wisdom या knowledge जो है virtue, इसमें क्या क्या character strengths आते हैं? तो creativity का मतलब we should want to indulge in new experiences, we should want to do innovative things. हम नई चीजें करना चाहते हैं, innovative चीजें करना चाहते हैं. Curiosity, that means हम curious हैं, excited हैं नई चीजें सीखने के लिए. Means that we are curious and we are excited to learn new things. We are open-minded. Now, judgment actually means that we don't judge. Okay, and then we have sort of a fine perception. Alright, that means that we evaluate pros and cons and we are not prejudiced or judgmental. Alright, उसके बाद love of learning, हम actually नई चीजें सीखना चाहते हैं. We want to learn new things. We have a love for learning. How can anybody become wise and knowledgeable if they don't like learning? And learning is not just something you learn from books. It's something you learn in day-to-day life. Okay, उसके बाद developing and what do I say? A flexible perspective or a perspective which is holistic. अगर यहाँ पे हम perspective develop करते हैं दुनिया का, वो skewed होना चाहिए, single-minded होना चाहिए या holistic होना चाहिए? Holistic होना चाहिए. Absolutely. So when we talk about courage, courage क्या होता है? Courage is something, and wisdom is exemplified by, हाँ, अगर आप archetypes की बात भी देखेंगे तो there's a wise old man. There's a wise old man archetype. So there's a lot of people who made very, very good decisions. Yeah. One person you can sort of compare with the notion of wisdom. I don't know how many of you know, I don't remember his full name. The previous prime minister of Singapore, really celebrated. President, prime minister, I'm not sure. He's the one who basically created, okay, a certain क्या कहते हैं, townships and all of that in Singapore. He is the one person credited for all of the development in Singapore. So he had a vision for the country. Lee something his name is. आप check करो. Okay, very, very inspirational. उनकी भी speeches होती हैं जगह जगह. Okay, उसके बाद courage. Courage simple. You can just take the example of a soldier, right? Any soldier. Basically, will show bravery, right? Persistence का मतलब क्या है? अगर हम courage, if we have the courage, what will we do? We'll also be persistent in the sense we will not give up, है ना? तो ना ही हम brave हैं, right? हिम्मत है हमें, लेकिन हम consistently fight करते हैं. That we don't give up very easily. Honesty, courage के साथ साथ, मतलब हिम्मत के साथ साथ honesty भी होनी चाहिए. As in integrity, I mean what I say. My actions and my words basically mean the same thing. Lee Sin, okay, all right. Lee Kuan Yew, that person, absolutely, yes. Okay, ठीक है. Lastly, vitality. If we are courageous, that means we live life without a lot of fear, and even in the face of fear, we show bravery. Then, how do we live our life? Do we live like, I'm so sad, oh my God, or do we live with a lot of zest and a lot of vitality? Vitality कहते हैं इसको कि आप life जो जीते हो उसमें बहुत energy है. Absolutely, very, very good. Then when we talk about humanity, humanity means that we show love and affection, we show kindness, and we are socially intelligent. हम लोगों के basically उनकी situation और लोगों को basically अच्छे से समझते हैं. We are socially intelligent, emotionally intelligent, interpersonal relationships में kindness दिखाते हैं हम, और हम love affection भी express करते हैं. Okay, transcendence is a lot like self-actualization. Actualization से अगर आप compare करेंगे तो transcendence बहुत similar है. Appreciation of beauty, you will see that in Maslow's also. In transcendental needs, below the transcendental needs, there's also aesthetic needs. The growth needs में अगर आप Maslow की देखेंगे तो aesthetic needs है ना. Aesthetic needs simply mean that we appreciate beauty. Do you ever wake up on when it's spring or autumn and you go out and you're like, oh my God, what beautiful leaves and all that? Something like that. We appreciate beauty around us. What a beautiful day and things like that. Then a person who is transcending, जो higher self-actualization की तरफ जा रहा है, they also show gratitude. What is gratitude? That I am thankful for the good things in my life. I'm thankful for everything in my life. Right? उसके बाद hope. Hope is what in Hindi? Hope is basically Asha. All right. So ummeed or anything you can say. Hope is basically being able to see something positive even in negative things, even in your day-to-day life situation. Seeing a silver lining, basically. Okay, absolutely. And lastly, spirituality. Spirituality here again. This one. Seligman relates it to religion also. According to him, spirituality में prayer या meditation भी आती है. ठीक है? तो religion और spirituality को basically connect करते हैं यहाँ पे. Seligman has spoken about it. Then we say justice. Justice is basically क्या? Justice is what in Hindi? I don't know. Justice is basically fairness. Okay? So a part of it naturally, first of all, इंसाफ, न्याय. Absolutely. Fairness. Basically, fair treatment. आप bias नहीं करेंगे किसी के साथ. तो leadership justice में ही आता है यहाँ पे. Basically, if we are just, we are also bound to be a leader, fair leader, and we are bound to support the notion of teamwork क्योंकि हम सबको equal opportunity देना चाहते हैं. Okay? All right. Okay, friends. That I will practice later. अभी के लिए last part here. Moderation or temperance. Moderation or temperance. Okay, all right. Forgiveness, first thing, forgiveness तो सबको पता क्या है, right? माफ कर देना if somebody hurts you, हाँ, okay, all right. Forgiving yourself also. उसके बाद modesty. Modesty का क्या मतलब है? Humility, being humble, है ना? ज़्यादा proud नहीं है हम, और we basically, हाँ, we are modest in how we talk, in how we behave, हाँ, okay. What is prudence? Prudence is being cautious. ठीक है? Careful रहने का मतलब है prudence दिखाना. And then finally, self control is what? Having good control over my behavior. खुद पे अच्छा कंट्रोल होना. आप अगर देखेंगे यमाज नियमाज जो एथिकल प्रिपरेशंस हैं वहां पे भी हम स्वाध्याय बेसिकली सेल्फ कंट्रोल की बात करते हैं, राइट? तो ईस्टर्न फिलॉसफी से बहुत इंस्पिरेशन है यहाँ पे. यू सी Seligman and others, Peterson and all that, they've done a very good job integrating Western as well as Eastern perspectives into the value in action system classification. It's also known as the character strengths and virtue system. It's the same thing, and therefore we have discussed everything related to well-being. अब ये character strengths जो हैं ये क्या होनी चाहिए? They should be stable across. इस पे questions आते हैं guys. You might get questions, not might, you will get questions on this. Be stable across time and situation. अगर ये trait है या ये एक behavior हमारी personality का हिस्सा है, that means that it should be stable. If it's a core part of our personality, absolutely, it's valued in its own right, even in the absence of other benefits. मतलब अगर ये trait है, if the trait is present, there is some value in it, with or without, whether it's benefiting us or giving us something. चाहे हमें कुछ और देगा, reward देगा या ना देगा, लेकिन ये हमारी personality का core हिस्सा है. We recognize and valued in almost every culture. ये जो character strengths हैं आप देखेंगे हर कोई culture में valuable माने जाते हैं. And then all cultures provide role models that mostly contain these traits. आप अगर देखेंगे इंडिया में ही अगर आप role models की तरफ देखेंगे पुराने ज़माने के लोग leaders, especially before our independence, people who fought for the independence, है ना? अगर आप उन सबका सोचेंगे तो आपको भी कई सारे role models मिलेंगे, right? Absolutely. And then parents aim to instill trait or value in their children. Again, we talk about a holistic perspective here. हम यहाँ पे holistic perspective की बात करते हैं. We talk about how people can learn these strengths. ये active system है जहाँ पे हम basically ये चीजें सीख सकते हैं. We don't say just we will measure and we will lead. We can actively work and grow these character strengths. Okay, and that's actually about it. That's different, Pragati. Here, modesty basically means that I shouldn't always, if I'm in an environment, I shouldn't always be bragging or saying, "No, I'm better than you," and things like that. Modesty is even though you may have achievements, you are polite with everyone else. You're down to earth. You're open to listening to other people. है ना? नहीं तो people learn something and then they feel like नहीं बस मैं ही हूँ तो वो नहीं है modesty. ये social psychology के modesty से impression management is different. Namita. All right. Okay. So these are basically notes for all of you to help you remember better. Except for that, we are done with the class, and this is the last class of the week. After this, we have one class on Indian psychology at 8 p.m. I'll see you all, and then tomorrow at 11 a.m. we are basically sitting and ranting about NTA. No, not like that. We're going to sit and analyze the possible result. क्या हो सकता है? Okay. आके join करिए. कल 11 बजे है, 10 बजे नहीं है. YouTube time has changed. Tomorrow on YouTube, I have shared the link in the group, so please come and join. I will basically tell you कि last 5 years में what the cutoff has been like, what to expect, and how to prepare your best for 2022 का paper. ठीक है? In case you did not do well in the previous exam, nothing to worry about. ठीक है? Homework is linked in the discussion section जो आपका है, update section है, उसमें मैंने link किया है video. You just have to click and you have to follow. क्या करना है? Health psychology की class है. It's a special class on health psychology. I feel that it's better to cover all of the health psychology over there. And after that, if you have any doubts, you can always reach out. लेकिन वो cover करके Monday को आना guys. Okay? That is all your homework. Except for that. Alright guys, I will see you at 8 p.m. and then I'll see you tomorrow on YouTube. Also link मैंने share कर दिया. आप bell icon press कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? Which class did you do at 11 p.m? Never. ये 11 a.m. लिखा है. PM नहीं. Okay guys, if you like the class, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for learning with me. It is always a pleasure to talk to you. I feel like doing the well-being and all of that, such positive environment. So thank you for to all of you also for being positivity enthusiasts. Okay, all right. Bye guys. Bye. Take care. I'll end the class now.